One love, God bless. Fire Nelson here, and I'm here to talk to you about how to cultivate a peaceful life. So everybody wants to know how to have a peaceful life. Everybody wants peace in their life. Well, hopefully. Hopefully we don't want to live in a life of hecticness, of depression and anxiety, of fear, anger. Hopefully we want to cultivate peace. Cultivate a unity within us, which is even better than a piece, because a piece is almost like just a piece of the full spectrum of enlightenment, of unity. Being aware that we are a spirit connected to the whole source. We are a piece of a whole, of a one. So how to cultivate this peace so you can have a more peaceful life. First off, if your daily habits and daily routines aren't helping you in a productive and positive way, then you need to try and switch those ASAP. If you're getting up and instantly looking at your phone and looking at drama and just stressing about bills and stuff like this, then it's going to be very hard for you to cultivate a peaceful life if your morning is already filled with hecticness. So, how to cultivate a peaceful life, how to make peace be a normal state of being for you, is going to really start with your mornings. Because in the mornings, that's when you're most acceptable to these positive affirmations and speakings to ourselves, to our true selves, especially when we're right done sleeping and barely out of that dream state. That's when you need to be saying, I am blessed. Thank you for waking up. Thank you for another day, Jah. Thank you. These are the times when you want to really thank the universe, thank the divine for allowing another day. Because really, we only are sleepy and all mad about being awake at whatever time we have to be awake. It's only hard getting up for the first 10 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes. So we have to give thanks for waking up right away and try to get up and enjoy that morning. Don't sit there and stress about a pimple on your face and what's going on social media and all this and that. No, wake up, make yourself some tea, make yourself a glass of water with some lemon. Walk your dogs if you have to walk your dogs. And, journal if you have a journal. Just a quick jot down, maybe the time you woke up, the temperature, whatever you have to do, whatever you want to do today. Write down your goals, and how you felt this morning. Start your journals off like that. And you really want to start making it a habit that you meditate at least for 5 minutes in the mornings, so that you can really focus your mind on a peaceful way of being. You want to focus your mind on your own inner self instead of so much on the outside self. And then after you're done with all that, then you can check your phone if you really want to or need to. But I'd recommend even, reading a couple pages of a book, of a spiritual book, or how to get rich, or a magazine, whatever you want to do. But you want to start your mornings off in the least hectic way as possible, if possible. I know some of us have kids and things like this, but if you can, wake up before they get up, so that you have control of your mornings. You have control of your inner voice telling yourself how the day is going to go. Because the more that we do that, the more that we are able to align ourselves with that inner voice, the more we can change our outer. So you have to stop with so much distractions, especially in the mornings. it's a peaceful time for you. At least it should be. So if you want to cultivate more peace in your life, you have to cut out so much distractions. And that also means cutting out the gossip and the drama. So for a lot of us, that means that we have to not only stay off certain apps and stay away from certain people, but delete those apps and cut off certain people. Because some people are very toxic. And we try to ignore it and be like, oh, that's just them, that's just what they do and how they act. But it is affecting you. And we have to stop living in this scarcity of thinking that we have to hold on to people who don't want our help. It's been years and years, and we're stressing and letting them in our environment when really everybody is our brother and sister. There's a best friend right down the road that you just don't know. So you don't have to be around these toxic people that are causing you to lower your vibration just because you think that there's some lack out there or that you're doing some injustice by focusing on yourself. To have that inner peace, you have to be able to every day lessen the hectic and the outer, burdens as possible. I feel like some of the most peaceful people have the least things to do, the least things to do, the least responsibilities. We get almost trapped and tricked into these responsibilities and upkeeping them until we're in a point that we could almost never be free without an extensive amount of effort. And that's what they want. That's what the Babylon system wants. That's what the government system wants. As soon as we're born, we're put into a system, and then right when we come of age, we're told, hey, we have to work. And then once we work, we start getting these things, and they say, hey, you gotta move out. You move out, you gotta get an apartment and afford these things and this things and a car. And then before you know it, you're like, hey, I wanna get out of here. Can I still do that? And they're like, oh yeah, you could do that, but you gotta save up. You gotta keep paying rent, keep paying the car payments, and still save up. Oh, in the meantime of doing that, before you can get out. And it's gonna cost a lot for you to get out. So hopefully you pick somewhere to get out close. That's what they're hoping, because they want to still have control over you. Hopefully you pick somewhere in the States, in the country. Because if you even want to leave the country with any of your stuff, it's going to be $3,000 to $5,000. That's how they want you to stay. That's how they want you to be. But truthfully, we are born free, but the system has put this hold onto us that has took us away from this inherent knowledge. And once we come into the wisdom of that knowledge, we can know true peace. Once we look at the birds, and we can relate and be like, oh, I have that. Hush. Once we can look at the birds and relate and say, oh, I have that same divine spirit, then we will find that peace. Look at the trees and see how they flow, and we find peace. Because we know that the Most High is always with us, always around us, always guiding us. So that's another way to always have peace, is have faith that the divine source is always guiding us, always giving us little gifts of, hey, I'm right here. Always telling us certain secrets and insights during our meditations and our journaling that we haven't thought about. A peaceful life isn't hard to obtain, it's just it takes discipline. And a lot of people hate that word, discipline. But discipline is really the best thing for us. The more discipline we have and the more discipline we grow, the more we'll be able to take in information and also use the information in a very progressive way. You see, it takes discipline to live a righteous path. It takes discipline to live your best life. It takes discipline to be successful. So the more you grow this discipline through meditation, fasting, journaling, watching what you eat and say, because we don't want to speak negative words. We don't want to speak even cursing. because this is going to lower the vibrations around us. We want to keep it at high vibrations of peace, of harmony, of unity, of love. So we have to keep our vibrations at this level, not let ourselves get lowered into a different vibration. And by doing that, it takes the discipline of watching what you say, watching how you act, and following that divine righteous path. Discipline is a good thing. It's going to help you grow into the next level. If you want peace in your life, you got to accept that there's going to be growing that needs to be done. There's going to be reading that needs to be done. There's going to be knowledge that needs to be learned. Wisdom doesn't just always come from, out of nowhere. It doesn't always come from a random person you're talking to. Of course you want to talk to your elders more. Of course you want to do all these things so you can have even more wisdom, but you want to start collecting knowledge and wisdom as much as you can. This is going to help bring you peace. Once you know that you are educated and that you can talk to anybody, you have a certain confidence about you that's going to bring you more peace. We can't be lazy. We can't just stop growing. We have to continue growing. Because once we stay stagnant, that's when we get moldy, just like anything else, and we just turn rotten. That's why there's no peace in people who stay stagnant and don't grow. They eventually just rot until they're an angry old person, if they even live that long. So to cultivate a peace within us at all times, we have to keep growing on ourselves, knowing ourselves, looking at our inner selves and living in a righteous path. And the universe will start to correlate with how we feel on that inside, that righteousness that we are pushing, that we are promoting. We are one. There is a divine unity with us. Once you figure this out, there will be abundance of peace. That everybody, including the person at the gas station, you're paying to pump the gas, even they're part of the whole divine plan. You were supposed to see them. So start looking at the world like this, a world of abundance, a world of truth, and you will find so much peace in your life. So do these things. I hope they'll help you on your journey. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't, please share, subscribe, like, comment. One love. God bless.